all through the Old Testament, people lived in righteousness because they received righteousness, or they experienced righteousness as a result of faith. Now, one of the things that we really misunderstand about Abraham as the father of faith righteousness, and he is the father of faith righteousness, but we misunderstand this. And I've misunderstood this throughout much of my life as a believer. And, I have always been a believer in faith righteousness. But I still have a lot of misunderstandings about faith righteousness. And I've had to grow in this as I've studied the scriptures, I've walked it out in real life. And so there's this general concept that God called Abraham righteous, and because Abraham believed he was righteous, then that is the basis for faith righteousness. In other words, faith righteousness is believing that when God calls you righteous, that you are in fact righteous. Now, I think that there's some legitimacy to that. I'm not totally discrediting that concept, but that's not actually what happened with Abraham. Abraham didn't believe that he was righteous just because God called him righteous or imputed righteousness to him. As a matter of fact, if you go back and study the life of Abraham, you discover that, in fact, what God did is that God actually declared Abraham's identity and Abraham's destiny. And because Abraham believed that identity and that destiny, then that is what God counted as righteousness. So Abraham believed he was who God said he was, and he believed that he and his descendants would live the destiny that God said they would live. Now, I want you to understand something. Faith righteousness for the new covenant believer, the difference is God is not just declaring us as righteous. God is actually empowering us with righteousness. In other words, it's not just a position. It's not just a legal standing before God. It is a power that actually works in us through what the Bible calls grace.